4 nights of violence between police and residents in Paris's poorest suburbs has raised questions about the tactics being used by French police. Residents say enforcement of a nationwide lockdown has been the latest example of heavy-handed policing. But the police prefecture disputes this, telling Euronews that they don't respond to broad accusations. Well, our correspondent Anelise Borges reports the latest clashes are reopening old wounds.
Tensions have flared in poor Parisian suburbs where residents accuse police of heavy-handed tactics under the pretext of enforcing lockdown rules. This is the spot of the incident that triggered this latest wave of violence. Right here, a 30-year-old motorcyclist crashed into an unmarked police vehicle. Residents say police deliberately opened the door of the car to hurt him. From his hospital bed, the motorcyclist has pleaded for calm. And while residents say they don't want things to escalate, they also say intimidation and humiliation have gone on for too long.
There have been many more incidents. We have a young guy who lives next door who was shot at 8 times because he refused to be checked by police. We want to be equals because that's what France is all about. Equality, fraternity. But we don't feel like we're treated equal. If you come from a suburb, and especially one that is perceived as tense, you're a second-class citizen, and even more so if you're Arab or black or Muslim.
France's lockdown rules have certainly added to the historical tensions between suburbs and state authorities. Life in some of the country's poorest districts has never been harder. Food banks have multiplied. Some here, too embarrassed to show their faces, are coming for the first time.
The hardest thing to deal with is the kids. When they say, "Mom, I want this or this," and we can't pay the bills.
In working-class neighbourhoods, this public health crisis is made worse by a social crisis. And perhaps we failed to anticipate the impact. To stay at home and stop working, even in formal jobs, it worsens the hardships.
For the man who's been documenting the tensions and whose pictures we used in this report, the added economic stress and the absence of public trust in police can push France's suburbs over the edge.
For me, these are not riots just for the sake of rioting. These are a cry for help. What's happening in this district is a cry for help to the government, to the state, to the president. It might not be the best way to do it, but it's the only way many here have to be heard.
The question is, what happens if they're not? Anelise Borges, Euronews.